Okay.
Just 5 minutes back.
Yeah, so I was telling about the faster delivery of the product. Okay, so whenever a product is getting launched, every company will try to launch the product as soon as possible. All right, so that they can capture maximum market share of the customers. Similarly, higher quality of the product. Okay, when delivering a product, the quality should not be compromised. The more the quality of the product is, the more customers will buy it. Whether it is IT industry or any industry, if you take it, quality is very important, right? And then less expenditure in developing the product. If expenditure to complete the project is very less, you can expect more returns or more profits, right? So that is why every company will try to see where they can cut down the cost to develop the project. This is also very important. And finally, the most important one, minimizing the outages. Okay, so if a company has launched a product, okay, it can be a website, it can be a mobile application or anything. Whenever there is a issue with that product, the organization will try to uh, minimize that outage, or they will try to fix that issue as soon as possible, because based on that issue only many customers will be affected, their experience will be affected, and companies will lose a lot of customers as well as money because of it. For example, few months back, Google was down. Not Google, uh, Google's product like YouTube was down, Google Maps was down, right? So what happened? A lot of people who were depending on these apps, like for example, cab companies or food delivery companies like Zomato and all, they need mobile map, right? They need the Google Map and all. So when maps was not working, these companies were their business was affected during that period. Okay, so Google tried to fix that issue, but it took some time. So it is inevitable for every company, even for Google, Facebook, big companies like this also face challenges, and they try to fix these issues as soon as possible, because based on these companies products only, a lot of other companies are working. Okay, so these are some of the important organization goals which are mainly focused by each and every uh, companies in the world, and especially IT companies follow these very important. Okay, now we'll try to see what is SDLC, software development lifecycle. So before that, I'll give one small example. Whenever we are trying to develop any product, let's take one website. Okay, so the development team, what they will do, they will develop the product, right? They will develop the product and they will hand over the product to the customer or client. Okay, so this is client, and we have delivered the product, we have given the product to the customer. This we call it as delivery process. So once the client has received the product, the website, they will start using it. They will use it for few weeks or few months, then they will share their feedback. Okay, in the feedback they will mention the challenges they are facing. Okay, I can say issues. They will mention about the bugs. Okay, they will mention about the enhancements, what changes they are looking for in the website, like changing the options, changing the color themes and all, adding new features and all. So client will give their new feedback. Okay, whatever the changes they are looking for, they will give it to the development team, and the development team will start working on those new features. They'll try to fix the bugs and issues, and again they will release a new product. Okay, a new product in the sense new version of the website, with the updated version, with fixing all these things. Again client will use it for few months or few days, and client will again give a new feedback. Based on the new feedback, again the development team will start modifying the source code. So this is a continuous process. Client is giving the requirement, development team will fulfill that requirement, they will do the changes and they will release a new version. So this is a continuous cycle which is happening, and this cycle we call it as software development life cycle. Okay. In shortcut, we call it as SDLC. Now what you're looking on the screen is a very simplistic approach of SDLC. Very simplistic way I have tried to show you, but in real time, when we are actually working in project, right, we have a lot of stages between the development and the client, the end user. Okay, so between these two stages, we have a lot of stages. Let's try to discuss those stages in this slide. So basically, this is a basic example of software development lifecycle. First, the idea is taken, what exactly we are trying to develop. Then the requirements are gathered. Okay, so which programming language has to be used, which will be the better option, how many people are going to work, where we are going to host our application. All these requirements will be gathered. Then a plan will be designed. Okay, plan will be designed. So from where we can start, what development can be started, okay, which feature can be developed first. Okay, all this plan will be designed, and then the development will start. The programmers will start writing the code. Once the code is written, it will be passed for the testing stage. It will be tested out in various test cases. Then it will be sent to the quality analysis, and a copy of that code will be sent to the Artifactory for storing purpose. Then it will be deployed into the server, and it will be handed over to the client. The client will they will start using the product, they will give the feedback. Okay, and a support team, operational team, will also maintain the site or the product, and based on the feedback will be given to the development team. Again, the cycle will start. So this is a continuous process. So between these stages also, again, we have sub stages. There are some more stages in between these stages. Okay, so this is a an example how a software development lifecycle works in real time. All right, now this SDLC can be applied in different methods. There are many methods in the market, but these two are very famous. One is waterfall model, one is agile model. So guys, please don't draw anything on the screen. One moment. Whoever is drawing, can you please stop that? Divakar Garu, can you please make me as the only host?
Yeah, sorry. Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you please remove these lines which are shown on my screen?
I think, I don't know who has done. I don't have any hosting at this now. You can make.
I'm not having that option.
Yeah. Only you are the host. No one is there.
But okay, anyhow, it's gone. Anyway, coming back to this SDLC approach, we have different methods, guys. One is waterfall model and one is agile model. Waterfall model was mainly used in the 90s. Okay, 90s. Now almost every company, 90% of the companies today are using agile methodology. So what was the difference between these two, and why companies shifted from waterfall to agile? Let's try to understand. In waterfall model, the SDLC process, all the stages are there, right? Just now we discussed idea, requirement, designing, development. All these stages are there, right? All these stages are actually linked up, or they have created in a linear sequential phase. See here, linear sequential phases, which means if the development is completed, only then the testing stage will start. If the testing is completed, only then the quality analysis will start. Okay, so because of this, if the development work is going on, the testing team was sitting idle. Okay, so a lot of time was getting wasted, and because of this waterfall model, we cannot achieve our first organization goal, which is faster delivery of the product. Okay, and that is why, because of this main drawback, companies or the projects shifted to the agile methodology. And in agile, there is no concept of linear sequential phase. All the stages work in parallel method. You can see here all the stages work in parallel method. So whenever the development is going on, whatever percentage of development is completed, that is sent to the testing team, so that the testing team will be not sitting idle, they'll be continuing with their own work. Similarly, other teams will be also having their own work, and the development goes on continuously, where we can achieve our first organization goal, that is faster delivery. Okay, so this is the main reason why today 90 to 95% of all the IT projects are running on agile methodology. So what is happening in agile is we are actually splitting the whole project into small parts. Okay, we are creating small subtasks of the whole project, which we call it as sprint, and inside sprint we have something called stories and everything. Okay, so there is a person called Scrum Master. He will be responsible for creating all these sprints. He will be dividing the whole project into small parts, and he will be assigning to the respective engineers. Okay, so this is the main reason why agile has become so successful. All right, now let's try to understand, why do we need DevOps? Everything is looking good, right? Development team is there, operational team is there. So why do we need DevOps? So first of all, development team means people who comes under the people who develops the code, the programmers, the developers, the build team, the people who build and release the code, the testing team, the quality analysis team. All these people comes under development. Whereas operational teams consist of deployment team, monitoring team, the maintenance team, the production support team, the cyber security team, the network team. All these teams comes under operation teams. Okay, now the development team, the main goal of development team is to what? Is to take the client's requirement or the customer's requirement. Based on their feedback, they will do the necessary changes in the source code, and they will try to release the product into the market as soon as possible. Whatever the client is looking for, the development team will start fixing, or they will start modifying the code according to that. So they will try to release the new version of the product as soon as possible. But whereas operational team, they are responsible for deploying the code in the server. Okay, they are responsible for deploying the product into the server, but they will not take risk. They have some certain set of rules which they follow before deploying the code in the server. What are those rules? They will maintain some documentation. They will create a change window. Okay, they will raise the tickets and all, incidents and all, to release for the release activity. They will also take the backup of the existing code before deploying the new one, so that in case if the new code doesn't work, they should be ready with the old code to roll back. Okay, again they will have to, once the deployment is completed, they will have to coordinate with the client whether the new application is working properly or not. So all these kind of activities the operational team has to perform before releasing any new version product. Okay, so that is why these people wants to introduce the changes immediately. They want to fulfill the client's requirement ASAP. But whereas operational team wants to do it very, they want to verify everything first, only then they want to deploy the code. So here comes the gap. The development team wants immediate changes, operational team doesn't want immediate changes. They want to verify everything first, only then they are good to proceed. So how to fix this gap? In order to fix this gap only, a new concept was created, which we call it as DevOps. Okay, DevOps. So DevOps is a two word. DevOps is actually taken from development and ops is taken from operations. Okay, so a person who supports both development team and operational team to bridge the gap, to fix the gap between these two teams by supporting both the activities with the help of some automation tools and scripting languages is called as DevOps engineer. Okay, so what are the tools a DevOps engineer is going to use? He is going to use some of these tools. Okay, so if you observe here, this is a SDLC, software development lifecycle. This infinity kind of thing is there, right? This is an infinity symbol. This is a continuous cycle. If you observe the first stage, planning, developing the code, building the code, testing the code, releasing the code into the server, deploying it, operational part, monitoring. So these are nothing but the software development lifecycle stages, and in each and every stage we have certain applications, or we can also call it as tools. Okay, so these tools, so some of the tools we are going to learn from this set. Okay, so we'll discuss about what are those tools and all. So here we are going to focus on different tools, and using these tools we will be helping both development team and operational team. Okay, so who is a DevOps engineer? DevOps engineer is a person who has very good understanding of the entire software development lifecycle, what is going on in your particular project. He or she has good knowledge on automation tools, and DevOps engineer should have the option or the good knowledge in developing the continuous integration and continuous deployment pipeline. So this we call it as CI and CD, which is nothing but the complete automation of setting up the SDLC process with the help of tools like Jenkins, Circle CI, like that. Okay, DevOps engineer should have good knowledge in scripting languages, Python or Shell. So we'll be learning Shell scripting. Okay, DevOps engineer should have good knowledge in CI/CD, which we just discussed. Good knowledge in continuous configuration management tools like Chef or Ansible. We'll be dealing with a lot of Linux servers, and in order to work with these Linux servers, we should at least have one configuration management tool, and that is why we are going to learn the number one tool in the market, that is Ansible. Okay. Also, we should have good knowledge with containers. Containers is a new technology. Nowadays, we are trying to deploy every application in Docker containers. So we are going to learn Docker tool as well. Okay. So few things you need to remember. DevOps is not a tool. A lot of people ask, Ravi, can we learn this DevOps tool and can we become a DevOps engineer? I tell them clearly, DevOps is not a tool, guys. It's not a software. It's actually a methodology. It's a process. It's a philosophy which we apply in software development lifecycle. Okay, it's not a software. Please remember that. It's the process of automating the manual work in order to help both development team and operational team. Okay, nowadays cloud computing has become mandatory. Everyone is talking about cloud, right? So we will be focusing on some of the services on AWS as well. Okay, AWS is also very important. We'll be focusing on AWS as well. So both freshers and experienced can switch to DevOps. You need to understand this statement in a different way. People who are new to the IT industry, who are actually working in a different domain like teaching, banking, marketing, finance, sales, etc., they can also switch to IT industry with the help of DevOps. Okay, by taking some training with proper practicing, they can switch to DevOps also. Linux basics. DevOps, in order to become a good DevOps engineer, Linux is the base. Okay, Linux is the important first step which we need to learn. Okay, so without Linux you cannot become a DevOps engineer properly. So I'm going to teach you. So Linux also, we are going to cover around 4 to 5 sessions on Linux. We'll be discussing various commands and all those things will will be coming in the Linux fundamentals. If you have any programming knowledge, if you are from a developer background, that will be an added advantage. Okay, but we are not going to discuss anything about development here. So more job opportunities. If you go to naukri.com today, okay, even today, even if the market is down right today, but if you still open Naukri and if you see, just try to search DevOps and you will get the number of job opportunities. Okay, you can see how many jobs are there. So let me try DevOps. Okay, just type DevOps and observe here on the left hand side how many jobs are there. Okay, you can understand, even if you, okay, even if you think that these are not relevant jobs, even if you divide it by 2, almost 11,000 jobs are there. Okay, so you can understand, based on proper training, proper, you know, skill set, almost there are very good amount of opportunities are there both in India as well as in abroad. Okay, so what are we going to discuss, guys? We are going to discuss these DevOps tools over the next 70 days. We'll start with introduction to cloud, introduction to AWS, why AWS and why cloud is important. We'll discussing about EC2, auto scaling, load balancer, VPC service, IAM, S3, CloudWatch. These are the important services which we are going to discuss. We'll also discuss Linux fundamentals and shell scripting. Okay, Git for source code management and version controlling, Docker for containerization, Ansible for Linux servers configuration management, Jenkins for continuous integration and continuous delivery, Maven for automation build purpose. We will combine all these things. We'll see one real-time CI/CD project, Grafana and Prometheus for metrics monitoring. Okay, Kubernetes for container orchestration, and Terraform for cloud infrastructure provisioning of AWS. Okay, so we will be discussing all these things, and apart from this, one CI/CD project we are going to discuss in real time. Okay, live project I'll be giving you, and apart from that, three projects will be given as a bonus. Okay, I mean videos will be given. You can watch those videos also in the Google Drive that will be uploaded. You can watch those videos for additional benefit. Okay, you can understand how CI/CD is set up in different methods. Okay, so one method I'm going to show you, but another methods also you can refer them for your reference. Apart from this, the complete AWS solutions architect dump will be provided. So in case if you are interested in creating, or in case if you are interested in applying for the certification program of AWS, if you want, the complete dumps will be provided with videos and all. Okay, so that is something bonus. In case if you're interested, you can focus on that also. So these are the tools which you are going to discuss. So what you are going to need in order to start this program, the first thing you need is one laptop or desktop with good internet connection. Then you will be needing one AWS account. I'll show you how to create a AWS account and all. So because our infrastructure, in order to practice everything, we are going to launch one server in AWS only. We will need one software. We call it as SSH client, like Putty or MobaXterm, so that using that application only we can connect from our laptop or MacBook to the Linux server. Okay, so what I'm going to offer you guys, first I'm going to show you the theoretical part of any concept, then I will implement that theory in practical part. For each and every tool, once the tool is completed, I'll upload the interview question and answers, real-time interview question and answers, which I have gathered from my last 6.5 years of DevOps experience. Okay, so each and every topic will be has already been documented. We'll get the complete documentation. You don't need to note it down anything. So you can just watch the practical, whatever I'm doing, you can just watch it. After watching, you'll get the video and all, you can go to the Google Drive, you can check the video, you can refer the material, Word document or PDF document, and you can complete your lab. In case if you're interested, you will get a mock assessment as well. You can test yourself how much you have understood about that topic. If you want, I can take one test also for your reference. And finally, the most important one, all we are doing this in order to become a DevOps engineer, right? So how to prepare for interviews, what are the important tips and tricks, how to create your resume, what points needs to be mentioned, what points should not be mentioned, and how to introduce yourself. All those things we'll discuss in the resume preparation and tips class. Okay, one final session for interview preparation. All right, so our program for DevOps with AWS services will be 70 days training program. Okay, give or take. Okay, give or take means 70 days here and there. It can be completed within 70 days or maximum 72 days. Currently the timing is 7 a.m. IST to 8 a.m. Okay, so that will be finally decided by the management. They will decide the final timings. All the videos will be uploaded in the Google Drive. Okay, so you will have the complete access for it.
Evening batch 3 to 4 also.
Yeah, there is one more batch, evening 3 to 4. Okay, so I'll write it down here, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. IST. Okay, please remember this. So if anyone is joining from US, please note it down. And apart from this, what we have, everything will be documented in Google Drive. Will get the videos and documentation. So one project from me plus 3 projects bonus videos pre-recorded, okay, from a different person. And what else we have? Yeah, so this is what we are going to offer you guys. If anyone wants to ask anything, please, feel free to ask, and you can ask your questions now.
AWS dumps.
Sorry,
You can mention
AWS
dumps. You can mention that.
yeah, AWS dumps. It is a 5 GB file, okay, with documentation along with videos that will be provided to you. You have to provide your email ID. Link will be shared with you. From that link you can download the dumps. Okay, anything else, guys? Anyone wants to talk anything, ask anything, please go ahead.
Is this demo session has been recorded?
Yes, it has been recorded. You will get
Because
the
I
yeah,
joined really late,
no
so
problem.
I just wanted to go through with the recording as well.
Yes, the video has been recorded. This session has been recorded. You will get a link to this demo video, okay, to your email ID. You can talk to the management. They will help you out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next question, please. Ask any doubts, guys. Don't hesitate. Feel free to ask anything. Anything you want to talk about, course, career, interviews, packages, anything. So this training program is targeted for people who are having experience as well as people who are trying to enter into the IT industry. Okay, by completion of this course, you can apply for DevOps jobs with an experience of 3 to 4 years. Okay, 3 to 4 or 4 plus also you can apply. Up to 5 years you can apply for the jobs which are looking for 3 to 4 years of experience. Okay.
When you say 3 to 4 years of experience, I mean, are we going to be trained like that or something else?
The concepts which I'm going to cover, the services which I'm going to cover, that will be enough for a person who is trying to achieve 3 to 4 years of experience in DevOps. Okay, so the interview questions which are asked for the 3 to 4 years of experience, those questions, those concepts I'm going to cover in my training program.
Okay.
Okay, so giving training is my part, which is nothing but like 20-30%. The remaining 70% is from your end. You need to give your 100% effort, complete all your practicals and remember all the commands and everything, and that will be enough. A lot of students, a lot of my previous students are doing good nowadays. They are settled in various MNCs with good packages. Okay, next question please. Anything anyone wants to talk about these tools? Any doubts? Anything? So if you observe here, yeah.
Will our previous designation matters?
Previous designation means are you from IT industry or a?
Yeah. I'm from storage.
Okay, so basically, I'll give you one example. A person who is working as a software developer, okay, he is trying to switch to DevOps. So he is having around 4 years of experience. So what he can do is, the initially 1 year he can showcase it as software developer, and the rest of the 3 years he can showcase it as DevOps engineer. Okay, so every company, when they're trying to hire, right, they will mainly focus on the technical skill set. They will not focus on whether you really worked on DevOps or not. Okay, they will not go and check whether you have really worked or not. So they will mainly focus on your interviews performance and how you are communicating, how you are expressing yourself as a DevOps engineer. Okay, will that help? Is that okay?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, so guys, if you observe here, each and every tool is focusing on one stage of software development lifecycle. Okay, so I'm not going to the technical part because that may confuse you, but when the classes start, right, you will understand it more clearly. So here, this is for monitoring. Okay, these two are for monitoring. This is for managing the cloud. This is for build stage. This is for deployment stage. This is for managing our servers. Again, this is for deploying stage, managing our source code, and this is like for performing all these things. This is important. Okay, so anyone has any questions, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Will this DevOps role will it be on rotational shifts or how, sir? Like with respect to job?
See, in IT industry, everything is rotational. Nothing is fixed. Okay, so I cannot really confirm you what kind of job you might get or what kind of shift you might get. That depends upon the project. If you are supporting a US client, that will be in the evening shift. If you are supporting for a Australia or New Zealand client, that will be early morning, right? So I cannot really promise you that, but that will be rotational. Okay.
Okay.
If anyone having any doubts, please feel free to ask. May I know who is this person? Oppo A17. May I know what is the name?
Oppo
A17.
A17. Please share your email ID and name, please, so that the management can reach out to you.
And also, I sent that WhatsApp link, message link. Please text me there, name, or else you can mention your name in the chart itself. And also 64 Pranay Reddy. May I know who this?
Pranav Reddy, please share your name and email ID so that the management can reach out to you. They can help you out with some more information. They'll share you the curriculum and all.
Fine, sir. If there is anyone, please feel free to ask the doubts. We are starting the batches in 1 or 2 days. This morning by 7 to 8 and evening 3 to 4. As per the flexibility of the people, they can join the batches, chosen batches. And we will discuss about that. I will contact with the people. Yeah, if there is no, yeah, Venkatesh.
Okay.
Hi Ravi, is there any possibility of adding the Gradle in the course list, tools list?
No, Venkatesh, I'm really sorry. This curriculum is fixed. But if you need anything about Gradle and all, I can show you some dumps. I can share you some dumps, and if you want, I can share you some dumps from the internet. That will help you out. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay, so whoever is having any additional requirement, like if they are looking for any additional tool or service, please share your requirement. I can share you some dumps with respect to that. This curriculum is fixed because our duration is very tightly packed. We have to complete our curriculum within 70 days. Okay. All right. So I hope I have answered all your questions. And even after that, if you have any questions, further questions, you can reach out to the management. They will set up a conference call with me. You can talk to me directly one-to-one. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining these classes,
Thank you,
this demo
Rohit.
session. You can reach out to management for any fees related queries. You can enroll yourself by paying your fees. Okay.
Thank you, sir. And I'll share the demo recorded version to all the people. Thank you all.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you
you for
everyone
that.
and have a good day, guys. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good.